Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone, and hi to everyone that's already here and chatting away in the chat, which is lovely. So, hopefully, today we will have a smooth internet experience. I'm very excited about that. Please, someone just double check for me that you can see and hear me correctly. That would be delightful. And then we will get going and play. Good. Thanks, Kelly. So hi, everyone. So today we're back to play in our journals, y'all. And let's see what we're going to do. So if you have any questions, let me know. I can read the chat. So if you have a question, please put it in there because obviously you can't, chat with me live. Come on screen because I haven't figured out how to do that yet on YouTube. So I'm very excited that you're here. And if you want to share where you're joining us from in the chat, that's always nice because people like to know where we all are. I like to know where you all are. I'm in South Carolina for those that are unaware of that fact. And and it's actually kind of chilly today, for the South. There's a wind. There's a cold wind, y'all. So anyway, I find that hilarious. So look, lots of U.S. people today. That could be because of the time. So let me put my hands in the spotlight and let's play, shall we? Hands. Okay, there's our hands. Fabulous. Oh, and yes, and Canada, of course, Canada. Lots of Californias, a couple of Californias. So yeah, I'm glad you're from all over the place, which is delightful. All right, so I pulled out 4 art journals because I don't know what we're gonna do today. I also have my writing journal, my daily-ish writing journal, which actually I will just share. The reason why I pulled it out is because I pre-prep my writing journal with always something. It could just be a sticker or some collage paper, or this is a ruffle snippet roll. I just taped it to the middle of the page because that's fun. Some tissue paper and watercolor, a quote that I cut in half, more paper, stickers, washi tape, all those kind of fun things. So I like to meet my writing journal not on the blank page because blah, very blah. So I go in and do stuff on the pages. And so I just threw some stamping on these 2 pages and now they're ready for the next couple of days. But since we're going to be playing today, I thought it wouldn't hurt to have this available, and if I feel like it, I can throw something on a page. Okay, so the other thing that we're going to work with today, or I'm going to work with today, you are welcome to play along at your leisure. A lot of people just come and hang out with me and do their own thing while I play and babble for an hour. So you do you. But I have my prompt deck, which thank you for the response to this prompt deck. It has been delightful, and I think there are quite a few of you on the call today that already have this. If you're interested in this prompt deck, which is called the Dear Journal Let's Play prompt deck, you can find the link in the description below, okay? And you're welcome to go. It is a printable deck, so you will print all the sheets and cut them up yourself, and then there's a printable as well to make the little box, and there's a whole YouTube video on how to do that. So I'm going to play with this again today because we played with it at my creative play date on this past Sunday, and that was super fun. If you are on my newsletter list, then you will get my newsletter that comes out on Sunday, and there is a bunch of people that sent pictures of what they created at the creative play date on their pages, and I included them in the newsletter so you get to see what other people did. It was delightful. All right, so I'm going to just pull a prompt and see what I feel like doing and what you might want to do. Layer 3 papers. If you happen to hear a buzzing sound in the background, my husband is trimming trees, and it's not super loud, so I don't know if the camera or the microphone is picking it up, but just in case you hear that, you're not going crazy. It's outside my house. All right. Ooh, fabulous. Gail's using the fodder from the leftover prompts. Yay. So when you cut out this little box, the rest of the paper is usable, because what's the point of cutting away white paper? All right, so this is an old journal that I have. This was from a snack time, or the bonus idea for a snack time at the beginning of last year, I believe. And I used this for Junk Journal July last year, because obviously last year, we are not in July yet. So this is an accordion, which is so fun to look at when you start pulling out all the pages. And I was responding to prompts from Junk Journal July, but I don't need to do that today. I have them tucked in here just in case I would like to. But, and here's, if you're looking for a fun journaling little doohickey, you could just do that. But, you know, let's see what it says. It says layer 3 papers. So I need some paper. I have a bag of paper next to me. And when I say bag, I'm not kidding you. It's a Trader Joe brown paper bag full of paper. And so I'm gonna, let's see. That's a sticker. Let's see what we got. I'm just pulling stuff out. I'm throwing it in front of me because I don't know what I want to do. Layer 3 papers. All right. Sorry for the loud crinkly noise. All right, so let's see what I pulled. I have just a plain piece of coffee paper, a crazy piece of lined coffee paper, book paper. Okay, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna start with this, I think. This is a failed jelly print from a friend. And let's see what I'm gonna do. All right, so it says to layer 3 pieces. Now I have a lot of stuff over here. I have some background, because these were, one of the lessons for this was to prep pages so that you weren't freaking out about what do I do next. All right, so we've got that. So I like that. Now I love this. I like what it looks like. So this is alcohol inks on sticker paper, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And I feel like I want to punch it. All right, so by adding that on there as well, I start to pull these colors in, which is fun. All right, so let me glue this all down. Don't lose the prompt. Whoop. So if you're like, I don't know what to do today, there you have it. Layer 3 papers. Now you could just take 3 papers and staple them all together like a little cluster. Whatever. Don't forget the word paper can be interpreted. I mean, you know, paper is paper, but a sticker is paper. Washi tape, technically, for many things, is paper. So don't be afraid to think outside your box. Cardboard, paper, all those things are paper. And hi to everyone that's popping in. We are just playing in our art journals, just in case you're just popping in now, because I know people pop in and out of this the whole time. And we're just playing in our art journals. I am using my Dear Journal Let's Play prompt deck, and it said layer 3 papers, so there you have it. All right, I'm gonna pull another one. I guess I don't need to put them back. Just put back the ones I'm using. All right, next. Well, we had this on the weekend. Include an envelope. Now, I loved all the different things people did. Some people made mini envelopes. I used part of an envelope, which I think I might. And then some people stenciled like an outline of an envelope. A few people drew an envelope. It was lots of things about, you know, how to include an envelope. And I am feeling, I don't know. I might. I'm gonna make myself a quick little envelope because I can, y'all, because I can. So I'm just picking up a piece of collage material. I'm making sure that y'all can see it. I can see that I'm skipping along in the background, so always excuse the internet. You just never know when you're streaming what will happen. So hopefully I come back and you're able to see and hear me okay. And I'm just snipping. So I folded the envelope, folded the piece of paper. And now I'm being, you know, so precise. I'm being so not precise. And I'm sure you can hear the buzzing on the chainsaw right now. But I'm being not precise. And I'm going to throw out these itty bitties. Corner rounder. Because I'm me, and I haven't met a piece of paper I haven't wanted to corner round. I don't know if I can get the corner rounder in here, y'all. Well, maybe just a tiny one. Okay. I'm cutting this because I just don't like the way that looks. Okay. Envelope, y'all. Envelope. It said to include one. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with this. But I have an envelope. See, this is where you try fun things. What if I attach it as like a flap? Does that bother the page behind it? Kind of. This is how I test things. All right, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it on the blank page, the next blank page on this side. All right, and there's a little, I've included an envelope. I'm not sure if I would actually use the envelope. Would I put something in the envelope? I don't know, maybe. Would you put something in the envelope? I feel like this is where you're like, I just don't know what to do right now. But this is why I like to play, because sometimes the craziest ideas will come from playing. And, you know, this might mean nothing. It's just a crazy tag. But I want to make sure if I staple this that it doesn't, okay, there we go. All right, so I have that. I don't like the way the back looks. So I'm going to cover it up with a little piece. Whoops. And I feel like this might be something fun for a hidden word. Put money in the pocket. Put money in the envelope. That would, that's hilarious, Gail. The problem being is that I would forget it's there and then the money would go bye-bye. So, but how about good fortune? Would that be good enough for the money in the envelope? Good fortune on one side. And then dreams of beauty on the other. And then I've got my gel pen just to outline it. So if anyone was to ever pull this out of this little pocket, would they ever? I don't know. Okay. Yes, if I'm stuttering once in a while, it could definitely be the internet, mine or yours. Streaming on YouTube is always fun. So there's a secret envelope with a note inside. So did you include, yes, the internet. It's a joy, y'all. Technology. We need it, and yet it can be very frustrating. All right, let's pull another prompt. It says to make it old and rusty. Old and rusty. Okay, now it doesn't say how to make it old and rusty. I'm going to use watercolor. Oh, it's right in front of me. Y'all, it's looking for my watercolor. It's right in front of me. So our prompt, make it old and rusty. What that means, I don't know. What does that mean to you? I'm looking for, oh, there. I'm also looking for my cheat sheet. So what is, rust is kind of orangey brown, I guess. Oh, that's hilarious. I got bounced. Zoe said that her on YouTube, I got bounced for a Jimmy Kimmel post. Well, it's good company, honey. It's good company to be with Kimmel. And then you had to cancel him and pop back in. Yeah, well, welcome to the wonderful world. It's the wild, wild west. Can also make my envelope kind of dirty. All All right, so this is old and make it old and rusty. That's what it said. Now, obviously, if you had some alcohol inks that were a good rusty color, that would be fun. If you had something that you had dyed, like some fabric or paper with some rusty things, or if you had like a piece of thin metal that you don't mind adding into your art journal, that would be a way of making it old and rusty. Any of those work. I'm going to splatter and then smush on it. Yeah, I'm not sure why the commercials are, because I turned all that off. So I did make sure that you shouldn't be just popping into commercials. So here's a way to make it look kind of weirdly rusty, is I'm splattering, at least I'm feeling. And then kind of like smearing it around. Also, I don't want to dry this, so this is a way to dry it. Oops. All right. Made it rusty. Rusty-ish, anyway. It's looking rusty. All right, I'm going to do one more prompt for this, and then we'll see if I feel like it's done. Don't feel like it's done yet. So, well, that gives me quite a lot of options. Tear, tape, scribble. Tear. All right. All right, here, I'm going to do this. I know I have a piece of this tape because I just did this one just recently. And so it's tape that I've already torn. Okay, so now I'm making the 2 pages together, which is lovely. And then, so I'm using this as tear, tape, and then I'm gonna do scribble. What I'm gonna do with scribble is I wanna find, so now this page doesn't have any of this color in it. So can I add with the scribble, this colored pencil. I'm gonna scribble and tie these together a bit. Might even add a little bit of this green colored pencil right where, when it sits, it overlaps this. Okay, maybe even just add some quick scribbles of green with the color pencil out onto the piece here. All right. It's busy as heck, but it's fun. Love it. All right. Did any of those prompts speak to y'all? Did you use them? Did you try them? Or are you just doing your thing or just sitting here hanging? All are valid. All are valid. All right. So I think that's good. We're going to put this one aside. And I'm going to pull out this fun thing, which was the very last snack time, the deconstructed art journal. And I've done a few pages in here. So why it's called a deconstructed, for those that are new. Deconstructed art journal is what I meant by the pages are loose and you just tuck what you're working on inside all the little holder pieces. Okay, so why don't we do the back of one of these? And so this has a bunch of tags in it. It also has a little booklet, which I believe, yes, we did work in already as well. And then lots of little pieces of paper here, and then there's a tag on the back as well. So deconstructed art journal. You can pull the pages out, which is delightful. Okay, let's see. Oh, good. Kelly's following along, and Angela's just hanging, getting ideas. That's absolutely fine. That's why I'm here. To inspire you and also to make me play. Staple bits of ribbon to the page. All right, well, this is not a page, it's a tag, but that's our page for today. So I have to go get ribbon. Un momento. All right, so this is my, if any of you have ever had tagliente gelato, it's delightful and delicious. This is just all bits of ribbon. So let's see what I got. So staple bits of ribbon to the page. Okie dokie. So this also has, that's fun. Lots of like leftover, I save if I'm doing slow stitching, some embroidery threads, like, you know, the ones that are just snipped at the end. Any sewing I do in my journals, I keep a lot of the snipped off. I might want some of that. Where I'm pulling from, I'm looking because I have this little flower as my tab, and so I can use that as inspiration for color. It's a little piece of pink. All right. That's hilarious. Sharon, you're just watching. Oh, good. You were reading. Good for you. Yay, you. 'Tis the season. And Zoe took, that's hilarious. Zoe took a month of the YouTube TV because it was ad-free. Yes, I'm sure it's a lot easier than hitting skip a million times. Now, I feel like just stapling this to the top is somewhat cheating. So, and it really it's not, y'all. You could do whatever you want, whatever works for you. But I'm going to staple it just in some weird random place in the middle of the tag. The reason being, because now I have to work with it. Catch everything? I think so, yeah. So now I have to work with it for the next prompt. And so it kind of forces me to think about what the next step would be. I'm also going to, because this side is done, I'm just going to smush the staple down. For those that do stapling, having one of these flat nose thingamabobbies is awesome. I smush all my staples down. All right, so this is random. I don't know what it's gonna do. It looks like a bird fell on my table. So let's see what we're gonna do. Thank you. It wasn't necessarily cheating, really. You're right, Zoe, but it felt a little cheaty. So make a frame. Ooh, okay. Huh, look, done. All right, I think I used this once before. This heart. But, you know, it's sitting here. There's a frame. Okay, I would like to do. So I'm cutting this, might be chopping my, I'm looking to try and not cut this in a heart. I would like to cut it, or attach it, I should say, not cut it, attach it so that it takes up a good chunk. So I still have, not that it takes up, that I have a lot of this left over. So let's see what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, y'all, but we're gonna just try and see what happens with this make a frame. Make a frame. Now, you know, you could have just picked up a doodle pen and doodle a little baby frame around whatever the heck you're making. And that would have been just absolutely fine. I decided to make it just a smidge harder on myself and do this. And it's not really, you know, sometimes you just need a challenge. Like, what can you do that's not the same thing you've been doing, you know, every day or every time you come to your art journal practice? How do you just try something outside of the box a smidge? It might work. It might not. But like I like to say, what's the worst that could happen? What the worst that could happen, it's not really the worst, but you know, lots of paint is coming off with the glue. Interesting. Okay, I've added a frame. And today, this is one of the other things I love about prompts, is that I just don't have my brain's not necessarily working so delightfully today. I was doing a lot of editing of Instagram kind of stuff, and it's just not working. Use the colors of spring. Okay, well, the colors of spring. That is just very subjective. What are the colors of spring, y'all? Is there a good place to get scraps, paper, and scraps of paper and other scraps? One, you could ask a creative friend what they have and ask them to send you some happy mail. That's one way of doing it. I have an arts thrift store, so there's ways to I get scraps. You can get scraps there. Sometimes if you go to the craft stores, or even we have a Dollar Tree here, they have what they call scrap packs, so you could find some scraps that way. Magazines are great for scraps because you can rip up a magazine page. And yes, Patty, I do already have the pink is already there in the light blue. So magazines, all kinds of magazines are great for that as well. The other thing you could do is go to thrift stores and see if you could find picture books that are, or any kind of book that has pictures in it that maybe you could rip up. That would be good. Junk mail itself. I use junk mail envelopes. But honestly, if you want a really fast way of getting scraps, then if you want to email me, Angela, I could probably hook you up with a couple of people that would be happy to send you something. So let me know if that would be something you would be interested in. Okay. All right, so the colors of spring. Patty was right that I did have a good beginner handle on that because it was pale pinks. So I'm going to add some of the blue from this in. Also, Angela, just because sometimes I don't always recognize names, but are you in my membership? So if you are, I send out Happy Mail to as an accountability. It's like an accountability game-ish thing. Once a month, if you participate, you be shocked at what could show up in the mail. It's just usually a little something. It's not a big package, but it's something. So that's also an option. If you're in the membership, then participate in that. All right, so the colors of spring are going on, and I am using watercolor in case you're like, what are you using? Perhaps so you're not just seeing my arm. That is not that attractive, just seeing my arm go flying through. So I'm using watercolor and messing with this little thing. That's okay, but if you would like to email me, then I think you can find my email, unless you're on my mailing list, then just reply to an email. But you should be able to find my email in my YouTube channel. Okay, and we will hook you up with some scraps there, bub. All right, so I think the only thing I feel like I'm missing for the colors of spring is maybe some green. So here's what, with this prompt, I really enjoy, I'm enjoying this whole like playing with the watercolor. So instead of just, going, oh, well, let me just put one color down and call it done, I am going with my gut, which is keep playing. This is fun. Do that. Do more. Okay. So you can also get to the point with a prompt that you don't need the prompt, like the next idea pops in your head and you don't feel necessary to use a prompt to go forward. Prompts are ways to get you started, but they don't have to be that you get tied to them and that you have to keep using a prompt. If something on your desk is saying, here, use me, then here, use that, okay? I don't know if this is saying use me, but maybe. I don't know. We're going to try. So just make sure that prompts are great. I would never be one to tell you that prompts are a crutch because I don't feel like they're a crutch at all. Because if they help you, they help me immensely, then use them. They don't have to be my prompts, by the way. Just because I have a prompt deck doesn't mean you have to use mine. You can use any prompt deck. You can make up your own prompt deck. There's so many challenges on the interwebs that you could make up your own prompt deck just by looking at other people's challenges, monthly challenges, and picking a few prompts from them and then start to accumulate ones that you love or ones that you don't love. Wouldn't that be a prompt deck? Ones that you don't love. Because then it would make you, oops, I think I just broke it. Darn it. I broke it. It's okay. It might make you stretch. So are you looking for stretching or are you looking to just play and not have to worry too much about it? As I will tell you, both valid. You. It's not important that you stretch. Let everything be a challenge and new, and I'm not growing as an artist. I will call BS on that. Because, the reason why, is because sometimes it's not the season for growth. Sometimes it's just the season for creating and being in your comfort zone. I like to call it, like your mac and cheese. What is your comfort? Go there. Okay. All right, so I'm outlining my butterfly just a smidge. I will hold it up to the camera in un momento so that you can see what I did. Okay, so I just wanted to outline it. No reason, just felt like it. I think I might actually outline this as well. Boop, 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 boop. So this is one of those times when I didn't necessarily, this was not anything to do with the prompt. The piece of paper was sitting next to me. I saw a butterfly. I was like, ooh, a butterfly. And so I went for it. So this is when, the prompts got me going. And now my intuition and my response is just moving forward into the next whatever it is. No right or wrong, just do. All right, let's see what we're at when we're done. Do I feel like... Kelly, thank you. Just because I know the replays can't read, so what am I thanking her for? She said, my membership is one of my favorite commitments to myself. Her style of inspiration and creative guidance is top-notch. I encourage you to check it out. I'm hooked. And then she gave me a lovely compliment and said I'm a fantastic human. Thank you. That's lovely. And yeah, I agree with you, Patty. I do add a lot of butterflies. I would say what I can't ever stop, what I tend to can't stop myself from doing is adding doodling marks. I can't stop with the doodling marks. Just add the doodling marks, y'all. Okay, here. And now I feel like I need a word. And thank you so much, Tammy. Sonia, the membership is $24 a month or $240 for the year. And yeah, that's where we're at. Right now it's currently closed, but if you are interested in it, you can email me or there's a link below for you to check it out. Okay, if you'd like to read more about it and sign up. It opens again. I say this to everyone. It opens again in September. However, remember that it's my membership and I can let people in whenever I want to. So reach out to me if you are interested in it. It might be something fun for the summer, maybe, if you are looking for something to do. If you are the summer sun. Now, I wish I'd found something with spring since we used spring as a thing, but nope, that's not it. So what I'm looking for, where as I'm, babbling along here, is I'm looking what the only thing that's like bothering me, I say this in quotes because really it's not bothering me, is the definition between this piece of paper and the back piece of paper. So since I would like something to break that line, and so because I've been pulling out this little book, I figured something like that would be fun. Oh, there, let's do this. We're going to use Traveling the World as a nod to the butterfly. So the butterfly is traveling the world, stopping to smell the flowers, and loving everyone that they come in contact with. See, now we even have a story. It doesn't have to be a story that makes sense, but it's a fun story. Okay, so there you have it, another tag. So I've got this is on one side, and that is on the other side. Similar, but not. Color-wise, they're close. We're going to tuck it back in. Oh, look how fun. So if I can tuck this in to this pocket, I might be able to tuck it where the ribbon hooks. Delightful. Look how cute is that? See? And then it just sticks up a tiny smidge. Y'all, that was super fun. Okay, another thing done in my deconstructed art journal. This book, I just can't seem to finish this book. I'm going to go page, not by today, but I'm going to go page by page in this book so that eventually it'll be done. So I feel like on the next YouTube, y'all, you're going to see this book again, just because I can't help it. This is a junk journal. Look, there's even an actual real feather. Look how pretty that is. I stapled on. This is a junk journal that is kind of old, and it has all kinds of things in it. I've played in this journal a few times on these lives. So, and I use it for a bazillion different things. So let's see what we got. Let's pull ourselves another prompt, y'all. This has been very helpful today. Start with a pencil. Okay, so colored pencil, watercolor pencil, Inktense pencil, number 2 pencil, Stabilo All pencil. I'm going to start with a number 2 pencil, my tiny stub of a Stabilo All pencil. If y'all don't know them, we'll see. You're going to see what I love this, and I just had a thought. So I'm just going to be like, woo, okay. I don't know. Back to kindergarten, I guess. Okay. Commonplace book. Yes, commonplace book. When I think of commonplace books, I think of a lot of times when I've seen them from people, they're books that they collect things that happen during their day, quotes and bits of receipts, and I would say like a lot of the types of journals, commonplace books, smash books, junk journals, art journals, I feel like they're so, in some respects, interchangeable. So I have a video coming out on Sunday where I'm going to be building a junk journal to use as kind of a holding place for ideas. And when I went and pulled out all my junk journals just for inspiration, I was like, well, let's do a flip through. So I flipped through a big pile of my junk journals for Sunday's video. And in that video, I talked about the fact that, I've made a junk journal and then used it as an art journal. And it does it matter? No. And the definitions, as far as I'm concerned, are very subjective. And so you do you. And you call it whatever you want to call it. To me, this is a junk journal that's got junk journaling in it and art journaling in it. It's got both. I mean, that's not junk journaling. That would be an art journal page. I believe it's all colored pencils. So a Stabilo All, if you were wondering, is just a water-soluble pencil. It can be done on paper, glass, plastic, metal, and they might said more words up the handle, but I don't know. It also does come in colors, but I only own the black one, mostly because I like the grunginess of it. That's why I bought it, because Robin Marie Smith is a huge fan of the Stabilo All, and I love how grungy her work can get, and so I got myself one because it was super fun. Metallic paint pen. A metallic paint pen. Well, do I have a metallic paint pen? That's hilarious that I would give you. Yes, I do. I don't know where my gold one is, but I do have a silver one. I also have a bronze Sharpie in here. I've lost my gold paint pen, which I think I left somewhere. So if you were to get that prompt and you're like, I don't have a metallic paint pen. Okay, what do you got that's metallic? It could be watercolors. It could be some glittery paper, metallic-y paper. I mean, you could go get a piece of tin foil and just glue it onto your piece, right? That's metallic. Okay, this does not want to work today. This is the joy of live TV. Am I on TV? Would YouTube be considered TV? All right. Okay. I've added some metallic paint pen. I have no idea why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just am doing it because it popped in my head. Many of you are around me enough to know that sometimes I have a reason and I can share it. Like, I wanted to make it match this and a lot of times it's just random stuff. Okay. Ooh, Patty has metallic crayons. Ooh, that was a good idea. That would be working too. Part of what drew me to put this on this side was because of the brown from the backgrounds with the coffee and the table, is to just kind of add to that. I don't necessarily want to bring all these marks over, but that's a way of tying the two pages together where the lines did the same thing. Okay. So that would be my, my big, answer. Of course. Oh, your gold glitter medium. I could have used my gold gesso, y'all. But that stuff, every time I open that, it's so bloody messy. All right, stamp with a found object. Okay. All right, found obviously is very subjective here. What would be a found object? I'm looking around my table because obviously I'm sitting here on my table. All right, I'm going to try. I have like a lot of feathers around me at all times. We have a ton of birds in my backyard or in my neighborhood. We just have so many birds. And I don't know if this is going to work. Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but this could be just ridiculous. Oh no, it's making marks. I just don't particularly like the black. Let's see. This is going to get all over my hands, just FYI. This is one of those experimenting that I'm like, really? This is what you're going to try to do? Oh, but look, y'all, it's working. Okay, so I have a feather, which I've smushed onto this Simon Says teal pad. Well, woohoo! It's working. Well, there you go. Should you have wondered if that would work, there it is. Hi, Keeks. Welcome. It actually worked. I'm going to keep this out. I can't believe that worked. I should not be surprised, but Okay, so my next thought, I was like, I want to staple this on, this feather. I'm going to keep it. I don't want to let it dry and then go back into my stash. So then when I looked around my table, as I do, there was a piece of coffee stained paper, which coffee stained paper, okay? So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here. What else? I don't know. I'm going back into my thing here. Got some black thread. Maybe too much black thread. Okay, I'm going to staple these together. Let's see what happens. Whoops. I jammed my stapler. Let me get the other one. That little stapler, sometimes I have to keep giving it to my husband to unjam. But that's why I own a bazillion staplers. Let's see. Trying again. Okay. Smush the staple down because I'm going to glue this down. Well, this took a really bizarre turn and fun. One, I didn't expect the feather to do that. And now I have a feather and crazy ribbon or strings hanging from my page. And I think I would like to put, I'm going to splatter, the silver is standing out kind of funky. So I'm going to grab some silver watercolor. I have a kit of metallic watercolor. Oh, it's not, well, there's not really silver, but the white will, I think the white will do. And let's see if splattering some of this because I like the feathers, but I'm not a fan of just them sitting there. So this helps push them back a little bit into the background, the beige paper. And then, of course, splattering also ties lots of things together visually. Okay. Oops. And these are delightful. If the word metallic doesn't come on it, I wrote that because I also have a neon set. But this is from Kremer. It's a German company. So these are beautiful if you are interested in getting a set. I do not have a link for them. They were a gift, but there you have it. All right. Well, that's kind of fun. And now I have another dimensional piece. Whoops, I'm trying to show you the dimension part. Because, you know, in my journal, and a page is done. And it is not the best thing I've ever done. It is not the worst thing I've ever done. It is just done because it's fun and it was a way to play. And I found out that if I have a very juicy stamp pad, then I can stamp with a feather. So that was an interesting experiment that went wonderfully. All right, so here's what we've done using my prompts. I have a little envelope with a secret little tag, good fortune, dreams of beauty. Should someone want to pull out my little tag out of my envelope, which I made from a scrap piece of paper. Okay, and then I had this done already, and this just tied it all together. I used some blues, colored pencil, to tie the two colors together. It's subtle, but it's there. All right, and this is an accordion journal. Super fun to make. And then the final piece that we did today was this little tag. I might need to glue this down while I'm thinking about it. Yep. Sometimes the sticky, like washi tapes and stickers and words need a little help depending on what you're gluing them on. Okay, so never think that there's something wrong with them. Sometimes they just need a little help. All right, so I've got this tag on the back of this tag, which tucks into this journal. Oh, I love this journal so much, especially when everything is now, you know, I can go, I still have the other side. I love that the bird perches on top of the little shelf. Okay, what else we got in here? This one. I showed you this one. I haven't done anything on that yet. Nope, I haven't done anything on that yet. So still lots of space in here. This, by the way, was not me. This is a printable that I cut out from someone else. So it can be as simple as adding a printable from someone else, adding some color, and calling it good, y'all. Calling it good. All right. Remember, your art practice doesn't have to be a big deal. It just has to happen. A minute, 5 minutes, a stamped feather. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Hi. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it small. Keep it short. You know, all those pages, if I was not babbling and spending the time with you, then, you know, I probably would have accomplished them in maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more, depending on how I was working. I tend to be a faster creator. No one has to be my speed. You do your speed. You know, and each of those pages could have taken me 5 minutes here one day, 5 minutes the next day, and it still would have been valid and a creative practice. So that's something I always want to leave everyone with when I'm doing these YouTube lives, is that a creative practice is you. Today, if you showed up and just watched me for inspiration, that was part of your creative practice, okay? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you spent some time and took one prompt out of today and put something on a page, that was your creative practice. If you're watching this on the replay, that is your creative practice for today. However, you must still do something. Okay, so use the inspiration, and sometime this weekend, I want you to spend at least 5 to 15 minutes doing something. It could literally be taking that pencil, the number 2 pencil, and scribbling it all over the page. That's fine. Take colored pencils and keep scribbling until you just fill the page with scribbles of colored pencil. That's a creative practice because you took an art supply and put it on something. Okay, so that's definitely what I want you to think about. And Celia. Sorry, I know Cecilia, so I'm automatically going to say Cecilia. Celia said she just started a mini accordion book. Keep it small. It doesn't have to be that big. A few pages, staple it together, call it good. The Deconstructed Journal, I love that journal because it's just a bunch of tags. Put a bunch of tags on a ring. That's good too, all right? It's all good. All right, so if you're interested in the deck link is on for Etsy. There is on Etsy. Is below in the description. I will be back in 2 weeks, which I believe is June the 6th. So we'll be back on June 6th. If you are new here or watching this and you are new to me, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel because I do send out a post and I do put this out early in the week so that it looks like it's upcoming in your section, your subscription section. But the best way to keep in touch and keep up with me, if that's your thing, if you would like to keep up with me, is to get on my newsletter. I send out a newsletter called Simply Play. Simply Play, every Sunday, and that link is below. And then that way you never miss a YouTube, or you never miss anything that I do. It's fantastic. So thank you all for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the weekend. If you are here in the United States, then this is our Memorial Day weekend. So many of you have 3-day weekends from your job. So enjoy them. Get outside. Be creative. Be creative. Do something creative. You only need 5 minutes. That's all you need for the whole rest of the weekend. 5, maybe 10. All right, friends. Thank you all so much. I will see you soon. Love you all.